What's up? Hello, everybody, and any view bots trolling around Twitch because there always are some. Oh, I am back after a marathon stream last night, 5 hours, which is very unusual for me, and I'll tell you, I am feeling it today. Also, what's up, Ronnie? Officially, now that the stream has started. So, my original plan last night before I switched it to The Last of Us, which is not a great game, turns out, at least on the PlayStation 4. Looking around, turns out it's kind of buggy port, but I think my cat might be trying to come in the room. But my original plan was to basically play some PlayStation 1 games. So I'll be doing that, have some that are installed, some that you haven't seen, maybe even a poor person's Panzer Dragoon. We might have one of those as well. Yeah, it's just my problem with it is that it just controls terribly. I mean, I've heard that the PlayStation 3 version controls better, but the PlayStation 4 port is just it's got bugs at the wazoo. It has problems. All right, so let's pick a game to play. We got Adventures of Little Ralph, which is a side scroller. I'm terrible at it. Chrono Cross we're not doing. I just installed this because this is a really good test to see how well the emulator can run it. So far it seems EPSXE is the best one to run this, even everything in RetroArch doesn't do too great of a job. Guys, I think I've done that before on stream. Lonoa, Mega Man X4, Psychic Detective, FMV game. Ridge Racer I've done before, definitely. Running High, I've not done that, but we'll be doing that later. And then the usuals. Let's start off with Little Ralph. Adjust the screen. Story! No one needs story. Story's overrated. Okay, I'm gonna adjust my game window real quick. It's a little too big. I was playing some Game Boy Advance games earlier, so I had the screen really be huge. I didn't want to go full screen. Okay, that's a little better now. I can see everything. Center screen. Perfect. Wrong button because I forgot about the Japanese. The states we have everything is like X is attack, like X is confirm, and pardon me, circle, or O is back. In Japan, it's the other way around because X means no, or cross, as PlayStation likes to say. It's not X, it's a cross. Cross, and then circle is the confirmation. It is. This only stayed in Japan, and it is stupidly expensive. Last time I looked up this game, it was close to $250 to $300. Please go forth. Do not bring shame to my family. You're like, all right, I'm on it. By on it, we're gonna pause for a second. Options. Awesome. All right. So in this game, you also have an attack you can charge down, but it makes you stationary. And you can actually knock people back. Let me turn down my volume headset. Like so! Haha! Ah, crap, I messed it up. No power for me, I guess. Come closer. Okay, crap. Also, one-hit kills. It's like, that is the downside of this game. It's also the much harder way to go. Alright, now I have a little bit stronger sword and reach. That allows me to get one hit and not die. A little safety net. So yeah, it's just a pretty competent little platformer. Nothing really too special about it. Why it's so expensive, I have no idea. I don't think... It must have been like a limited production game. But I mean, this is back in the PlayStation times where everything had to be 3D. You couldn't have 2D games of any type, pretty much. Try to swing it back to see what would happen. You can't. You die. It's not bad. It's a really solid platformer, but is it worth like $250, $300? I would say no. That's just me. This feels like it could have been like an arcade game in like the early 90s. Kind of like along the vein of like what Willow did and things of that nature. Games of that style, though Willow is just impossible. It always cracks me up whenever there's a Japanese game and there's like things in English. At least this level gives me a lot of time, like over 8 minutes. So I wonder if there's anything secret there. The answer is no, of course not. Yeah, can you imagine this kid in gym class? Climb the rope, he just like starts backflipping his way up the rope. Good lord. Not even Nathan Drake from Uncharted has that much arm strength. Ooh, fire. I like fire. Yay! I don't know what that does. Probably nothing. Probably just points. What was the point of the hearts then? It's like you get these hearts. It's like, yeah, you got 3 out of 5 hearts. They don't do anything. Oh, that is brutal. I love it. I was thinking like, oh, there's like bubbles like water. Maybe it magically turns the water here and I'll float? No. No, you just die horribly on the spikes as a little child. Why is the waterworks factory here, you know... Why do they have spits, like pits in the ground, spikes and stuff like that? Crushing guillotines with blood, which means they've killed other people. This violates so many ocean laws. Alright, enough of Little Ralph. But yeah, I get the idea. It's not a bad game. It's a solid platformer. It seems to be infinite continues, but I mean, it's just way too expensive. Let's see, eBay price. It's gone up, I see, from the last time I looked at it. So last time I looked at it was $250, $300. Make the average price around $600 now. Not really quite worth it. Yeah, it's like, okay, it's a simple platformer. There's nothing really special about it. It seems like it was an arcade game or something. It feels like it should have been. I know it wasn't. But it's just like, why that much? I mean, it had to have been like very limited print. Or it could just be the Earthbound syndrome where everyone suddenly decides in the retro community that Earthbound is a rare game where here in the United States they couldn't get rid of the damn thing. Like, I would walk into game stores and they'd have piles of them as tall as I am, almost 6 feet tall, which is like 2 meters, and it'd just be full stacks and they're like $20, and it's a special edition one, the big box with the strategy guide, and they just couldn't get rid of it. And now all of a sudden collectors are like, oh, that game's worth like $300. No, it's not. I know, we'll play some extreme pinball. A person on fentanyl, this can't go wrong. I've actually thought about doing a pinball arcade. So I have seasons 1 through 7 of that, which is my favorite pinball simulation outside of the Real Thing. I mean, Real Thing is always so much better. But with my being on opioids, which slows down your reaction time, it makes for some really interesting stuff. Now, this is pinball you probably haven't seen. I was surprised that this actually got ported, because when my parents got their Windows 95 computer in 1995, it had this game on it. And needless to say, it loaded up way faster than this PlayStation version does. I think I also own this. Yeah, I bought the digital version of this for the PlayStation 3 as well. It's a fun little pinball game. It's kind of generic, but I enjoy it a lot because I had like early memories of being a teenager and playing it. Let's see. There we go. There we go, finally. Just to bring up a menu, by the way. Epic Pinball? Well, the one I really don't like is... gosh, what is it? Pinball FX. That one I do not like at all, because it's just, it feels like the physics behind it makes it feel like you're knocking around a ping pong ball. It doesn't feel weighty enough. Whereas you have Pinball Arcade, which I think it's been renamed to something else, like Stern Pinball or whatever. It is, it got changed around. I mean, that was like the best one though, because I mean, it was real tables recreated. It had really decent physics, and for me, that's like the high point for digital pinball so far. I also own Necronomicon for the Sega Saturn, and that is unopened. So I am, what was it, Necronomicon, or yeah, I don't stand up and look at it. Looks like this one doesn't emulate quite right on this. Okay, so hitting left is the left flipper on the D-pad, and then X is the right. Yeah. So this one's bugged out. Let's try. That possibly fixes it. There we go. I mean, you think you'd have it as, like, you know, the flip, like the trigger buttons. No, 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 no. Left on the D-pad, then X. Might as well. Oh no! I just wanted a short trap. It doesn't. It does not. And this looks pretty close to the original PC version. Nothing too special about it, like, really. It's like, except for the PC version, actually scrolled a lot better. It was smooth scrolling. Trying to see if there's... Okay, there's the tilt button. I was like trying to experiment and see which one it is. Found it, finally. It's triangle. I am you. This table again. This is back when like pinball games could be like literally anything. FX Pinball was kind of like a return to that, like basically kind of like we're gonna just make up our own tables. But for a while there was like this really kind of drive, let's say like, you know, not too long ago, just a couple years ago, just having more realistic arcade, more realistic pinball machines, simulations. It seemed like the 90s was definitely the era of, you know, going through and just making your own stuff and your own game. Remember the Nintendo Pinball, which was... NES was actually not much of a thing in Europe, which is kind of surprising. The UK especially. That was big when I was a kid. Enigma table, I'm not sure which one that is. But of course I have, like, way too many things to remember. And not well. Like I said, slow reaction speed. Try another table. Epic Pinball. I had to look it up because I'm like, it sounds familiar. It's the old PC one. Okay, DOS. It's on GOG, the complete collection, for $6 United States. To Urban Chaos. Or at least the like 1990s DOS version of Urban Chaos. I gotta say, everything looks really cool though. I mean, police cars and T. Wallace is driving the fire truck, ramming the police car off the way. 747's about to crash into a semi-truck doing this cool speed maneuver into an Apache helicopter. Or at least a helicopter from Gunblade, New York. It looks like that truck is crashing right into a strip club.
This is 7 Lincoln 30. All units, please respond. We have a right in progress at 32 Old Avenue South. All units, please respond.
Okay, there we go. It's weird. It's like you just gotta change the resolution and it fixes it. Change the resolution scaling. Like, okay.
You mess with us. You are in violation. Leap 1.
Round up the parasites, okay. Now are we talking like we're looking for somebody who like ate bad like food out of a vending machine, or are we doing like, oh, they're gangsters and terrible people? They didn't, you know, they walk on the grass and ignoring the signs saying not to, and they touch the paintings when they're not supposed to. Too bad they couldn't call us like assault on assault on precinct 13. Had to spit that out and couldn't do it. Of course, you know, then John Carpenter would have sued. So it's that easy to trigger a riot, huh? I swear it's the same sound effect that would later go on to be used in Half-Life for the pistol fire, when it fires up top.
Link to
Yeah. It's like, you gotta wonder, it's like, how do you get something like that? Like, how do you create a sound library like that? And make millions of dollars, I would presume, selling it to everybody. Unless it's like something free on the internet, something crazy. Yeah, I remember those days, like you could buy sound effects on CDs and stuff. 1,001 sound effects to use in your movie that nobody will see. But when you become arrested and meet the news for your horrible, heinous crimes, everybody will see it then.
Link 1.
Yay! Stop the atrocities. But I like them. It's obviously why I'm causing them. I mean, I think. I'm not sure if the good guys or the bad guys here. Yeah. It just keeps going. Let's try the other tables. We'll run through the tables. There's only 4 total on this game. But I can't tell you how many hours I would play on this because emulators were not a thing at the time. Not yet, at least. Not for about another 2 years. Until 1997. Then the computer became even more interesting. Monkey Mayhem. Heck yes. It's just like Donkey Kong Country. If I had a terrible head injury. Uh-oh, I think it may have locked. Nope, there we go. Is it just me, or is that like one monkey look like he's gonna finger the good doctor's butt there, professor's butt? Yeah, that's what it looks like. Helpful hints: don't have it land in the bottom. Keep the ball on the playfield. Okay, this is the game I was thinking of. This is the table. Yeah, I'd love to see a natural loop-de-loop like that on a real pinball machine. It would get stuck so fast. It was like that, and what is it? Theater of Magic was one that like almost always broke down as a pinball machine. So you had like this magic trunk thing, it had like a magnetic back on it. They would try to grab the ball, and sometimes it just wouldn't, like it'd break down, it wouldn't turn. Or the magnet wouldn't work, so it wouldn't grab your ball to activate the specials. It was just a pain in the butt. It was good if you could find a machine that was in working order. And then they had another one. It was another FIFA pinball, and that was another one that just like broke constantly as well. I remember back in the day of the arcades. Speaking of pinball, two machines I really want to own, I would love to own, and it's gonna be like just about impossible, is Street Fighter 2 pinball machine. That was a hell of a lot of fun. And the other one is a 1964 table from Williams called Casanova. One of the old style pinball machines that had like bells and rollers and all sorts of fun stuff on it. Kilo hamsters. Yeah, it's crashing up, so we'll abandon this. But yeah, I get the idea. It's a small little pinball machine. Old pinball. Let's do something fun. Its game's not listed on here, though. Load content. I have to load it manually. For whatever reason, it does not show up in the the search you run through for RetroArch. This one, I think, only works with PCSX Rearmed. We'll try Beetle. Yeah, it won't do that. Now, this is a Japanese-only game. Japan only. But it's great. And this is the exact same emulator that is in the PlayStation Classic, which is like no frills, nothing.
The level of magnetism is getting unusually high.
Oh, what's that?
The best acting in English. It's all in English. Japanese only game. Japan only.
Gamera 2000.
Makes me wonder if they were just like if they were intending to release it over in the States and other territories, but just the license for Gamera they couldn't get it because those studios are real jerks.
We're scanning the biomex.
Dr. Mukanoki, what can you tell me about these fighters?
According to the data, the fighters seem to consist of cells that contain genes very similar to Gao's DNA.
Sir, according to CAC, Gamera is at 30,000 feet and will pass near in 10 minutes.
We made contact with COC. Gamera is heading south at 30,000 feet and will reach the metropolitan area in 10 minutes.
This was literally find any foreigner who speaks English. Doesn't matter if they can act.
The situation tells us
I'd hire
that
them.
Gamera is chasing after the fighters that attacked the headquarters last night. They have Gao's DNA. Lieutenant Morton, you and Dr. Mukanoki take the Harrier. Follow Gamera and recapture Gao's DNA. Dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Wait, why did I salute, not you? And I think the only thing in this, like, that's in Japanese, like, purely, if I remember correctly, is just, like, the controller layout screen. No, even this. Okay, never mind. Camera attack, shot, plasma.
Stand by. Yes, Captain. You all clear to proceed.
Is that what we call Gamera?
Yes, he is a friend to all children.
That's right.
I don't think so.
You can call me Jack, Dr. Mukanoki.
Call me Lisa. Nice to meet you, Jack.
The pleasure's all mine.
What about you? Oh, I can't talk to you. Nope, no honorifics. And Lisa, not Risa, which is what you normally hear. Alright, I think that's everything in here. Nope. No, it's just the ship still. So this game is kind of like Panzer Dragoon. So we have a little more up and down movement. So it's kind of like Star Fox and Panzer Dragoon together. You also change your views. See who's sneaking up on you. Gamera can also attack. Like if you hold down the Gamera button, then let go, it'll run off and seek into it and do a lot of damage. But when it does that, you can't charge up your lasers. My pal Gamera and I, we're just flying around, causing property destruction wherever we go. Seems like it's a little too loud.
We are controlling transmission.
Don't know. Wouldn't surprise me if it is something, though. Hawaiian Islands, why not? We're in Hawaii now. This apparently have great range on this jet. So does Gamera. Look out! Your vacation's ruined. Yeah, so the weird thing is, like, the lock-on is, like, actually Gamera attacking, and you just have your normal shooting lasers. I don't think I've ever seen The Outer Limits. I have a friend who actually has, like, every single episode, but I've never seen it. That's what I was thinking myself. Is like it always seemed, from what I've seen of it, like brief things here and there and pictures of those, a poor man's Twilight Zone. It was oh, Twilight Zone was a thing. We can do that too. Yeah, that was not good. I remember Ray Bradbury Theater. That was just not good at all. Pardon me. And apparently they also wanted to have like a techno soundtrack, I guess, or dance soundtrack. Not techno, but more of a dance. I know it's music. I know it's that much. House music, whatever you want to call it. Dance music. Music that I don't dance to. Wow. Yeah. Gamera goes to Alcatraz to pay debts to society for destroying half of Hawaii. Now an international incident since it's United States territory.
Jack here. Gamera is now circling over San Francisco Bay. We are going to set down in Sausalito.
Why Sausalito, man? There's better places. Ooh, what does Lisa have to say?
Hey, I guess Gamera sends something over there.
Let's check it out. Lisa, I want you to ride the bike.
I can handle it. Trust me.
Oh, there's multiple FMVs for everything.
New report, Jack. The databases recovered in the rubble in Tokyo and Hawaii have been discovered to have used extraordinarily outdated language. Now, this is interesting. Among the little data remaining, they say they found codes similar to the ones written on the inscription found 5 years ago.
Wow, what does this mean?
Jack, you and Dr. Mukanoki, bring back Gauss DNA.
Stop looking at that weird porn. We can track you what you're looking at. I guess that's it for this one. Nah, I want Kaneda's bike. Oh look! We're ripping off Return of the Jedi! Although technically Muir Woods is north of San Francisco, so I guess you could get away with it, kind of. Let's see what brilliant message this possible spam bot says. Ooh, your journey to affiliate begins here. Send viewers or followers to any Twitch channel using Twitch safe bots. The safest Twitch bots. Yeah, except for I'm already affiliate. Nope, not familiar with that. Final Fantasy V challenge runs. Yeah, I've heard about that popping up on other people's streams as well. The, you know, we're just gonna have, you know, we can do overlays for you and other nonsense. This game really needs, like, a dodge mechanic like Star Fox does. But there's like nothing. It's also hard to tell in relation to where you are and where the hitboxes are for any type of enemies. It's like they seek you out, literally. Like he's talking to like as a real person, that's even better. No, we wouldn't dare rip off a ATST in the middle of a indoor like speeder bike chase level. Well, that's crazy talk. Keep coming in my chat talking crazy scrap. Yeah, and technically all the Ewoks and all the planet on that little moon would have died too, but no one talks about the Holocaust on Endor. When you have a large moon-like object exploding in low orbit. Yeah, people are not going to live through that. It's going to be raining down hellfire and screwing up everything. The forest moon of Endor. But everybody just calls it Endor. So, what does this have to do with Gamera? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I think the developers kind of forgot about it for this part. Like, yeah, we're gonna have a mine segment just like Panzer Dragoon, except it's gonna be Lisa on a bike. Why are we calling her Lisa? Just trust me on this. About to escape the Death Star when I blow this up? No, I just freed the devil, apparently, or some kind of demon. Sure. That makes sense. You know, if only I knew a giant turtle who could fight you. I stand on my bike stationary, an unmoving target. What's exploding? Think we should get out of here? No, we need to keep posing. We'd look cooler this way. See?
Wait for me a sec.
I'm almost beat this level in Tetris.
Let's go.
Production values. Well, Alcatraz just got blown out of the water. All those tourists dead. And then that was the thing.
I'm done sending the data.
Lisa, you stay here and wait for a call from headquarters.
Roger.
You stay here, do nothing. Okay.
Jack, be careful.
Not sure if that look is one of I secretly love you or I'm really constipated. Not sure. Or, you know, that sushi we had in China, you know, supposed Chinatown didn't really quite work out too well.
Lisa, I've received the data. I'll send it back as soon as I've figured out what's in there, okay?
Jack, you and Dr. Mukanoki, bring back Gauss DNA.
Wow! What's up, Nimix? You're watching Gamera 2000, a Japanese exclusive game that did not come out in the United States and has some amazing FMVs. As in, I'm amazed they thought this was good. The music just stops. I've been to Alcatraz in San Francisco. It's a great, lovely place. At least it used to be before all the homeless guys took over and started pooping everywhere on the streets, which is really a thing, honestly. Okay, so I don't have a Gamera attack bar. Right now, people in San Francisco are like, am I just really stoned, or am I watching Gamera fight, like, knockout version of King Ghidorah?
We've completely silenced Neo Gauss. Lisa, what about the disc?
That was the same look she gave him earlier. So lifelike. But what about the data?
I'm going to rescue Dr. Mukinoki. Over.
Gamera's like, no, it's cool. I'll just hang out here. But Gamera is a friend to all children. Neo Hong Kong! Way better than old Hong Kong. Oh god. Okay, so I just flew into, like, the Sky Anus. And, so it looked like it was going to space, but it was just going to Neo Hong Kong? I feel like we skipped a couple steps. Everybody goes to Hong Kong, but Kowloon Bay is where it's really at. Though Hong Kong's not the best place to be right now in the world. Yes. You can all thank Rob Lowe. But in actuality, Kowloon Bay is pretty awesome. Nice little shops and restaurants out there. Beautiful scenery. You can look up on all the skyscrapers. Behind. Kill my take. Can't remember exactly where it was when we went back. I remember Kowloon Bay because I was like, oh, haha, Wayne's World. Noise! Lights! So if I'm just flying along and I'm just telling Gamera to shoot these things and lock on, who's the real hero? Oh, finally died. Okay, the question is, where does it continue me from? At the very start of the level. Ugh, no. Yeah, we're not doing that. It's like I'm not going through all that again. Alright. Oh, excuse me as I pop all my bones back into place and start working again. Holy cow. Alright. So here we go. Through all the games. So it's PlayStation night. So we're picking PlayStation games and just playing them. I've already done Little Adventures of Little Ralph, which is a 600 to 700. Okay, I'll try it again in English. $600 to $700 game now. Good lord. And Extreme Pinball, and of course Gamera 2000. Another crazy game. Actually, I saw... Oh gosh, who was it? I think it was Dino. Who actually was playing this game the other day, Running High. Yeah, let's do that. Running High is kind of... It's an interesting game. It's like it's a racing game with a slight little twist to it. Pardon me. Sorry, I had a little coughing fit. Okay, so I had to stop and think like where you went. The Yamate or Yamatai, I'm probably mispronouncing it wrong there. Wasn't that like the shopping area? Because I remember it's southern like Hong Kong. I remember there being like a lot of shopping districts and stuff like around there. If you remember. I don't know how long ago it was you were there. So yes, this is a racing game where you run. You don't. It's basically you don't have cars. You have like slight road rash things where you can punch left or right. And just run through races.
Running high.
Totally not what you do when you're running from the cops when they find out you're carrying weed. Definitely not that. That'd just be crazy. At least that's what I thought it was, but... Yes, okay, so this is the game where it's like, yeah, everything's in English except for... this. Dashes... Okay, R1's right punch. X is accelerate or cross, I don't care. Circle's break. I think triangle is view. I think I make up view, so it's probably switch view. Left right movement, D-pad. Okay, cool. That'll do. Excuse me.
Select running.
Like the largest guy actually has like the fastest max speed, but he's just slow to get there. We'll do first guy. There's also hidden characters too, which I believe you unlock by beating the game with like everybody just about. I think there's a code you can put in as well, which we'll try to look it up. I think one of the racers is like a baby. And yes, you can tell I went in here and messed with the graphics to make it look a lot better.
3, 2, 1, go! The great race has begun. Hey, watch your back.
Apparently you have like a Vanquish slide before Vanquish did it. Ooh, first person, okay.
Hey, watch your back. Hold, Carney. Two laps to go. Hey, watch your back. Hold, Carney. Yeah. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back.
Yeah, control, not the best.
Yeah. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Yeah. It's the final lap.
Everybody just runs you over.
Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Go! Wow, that just blows them away.
Yahtzee! What? Remember how terribly you did in that race? You can watch you do it again! There's Yatta today, and then there's Yatta, which is like the shorter version, which is what I usually prefer. Alright.
Select course.
Old nature area. Do I? Yeah, sure.
Here we go.
Three, two, one, go! The great
Okay, so there's no like
race has begun.
late, there's no like start to last second type deal. It's like just hold it down. Hold down your acceleration. All right, we're off to a great start. No, sadly that would have been a lot cooler. But I do have the Vanquish slide before that was a thing in Vanquish, so I guess they stole it from this game. So I know there's like hidden characters. I think one of them is literally a baby, which is all sorts of fun. Look up a code for it, because I know like you have to play the game like with, I think you have to beat the game first place with everybody, something like that, to unlock these characters.
Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Yeah. Two laps to go.
I don't know, I think more people will turn out for track and field events if it feels like this. You know, long distance running. Get a lot more viewership for sure.
Hey, watch your back. 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 Hey, watch your back.
This game doesn't rubber band whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, it brought me to an absolute stop. $700 complete in box Jaguars? I don't know what it is, but retro collecting has got insane for certain things. I mean, earlier, like the first game I played was, yeah, you were here for that, Ronnie, was Little Ralph, and that's like a $700 game now. It's like the same thing for 3DOs. Like 3DOs originally started off, you know, like $700. I got mine. Mine has a price tag on it for like $400, which I didn't pay anywhere near that price for it. And then they got like dirt cheap. Like I bought mine like around my 3DOs around 2000, 2001, early days of eBay. For like, I got like 20 games and the system for $50. And now like they're back up to like $300 for a 3DO and other nonsense. It's like, why? It's not a Neo Geo, people. Yeah, but except for like the Jaguar literally had like one decent game. Trevor McFur. Okay, that was interesting. I don't know how that worked. I like the one decent game was Kasumi Ninja and Alien vs Predator. And that was it. I mean, that was like literally it. Yeah. Trust me, I own not the Neo Geos. Good God, I'd be super rich. I own 3 3DOs, and even like if I were to hit my head really hard and you know get very drunk, it still wouldn't compare to my beloved MVS 2-slot. Oh, true. I forgot about Wolfenstein 3D. That was a really good port on it. I don't think I ever tried Doom. I know one kid who had it, who had a Jaguar, or Jaguar, and he had Alien vs Predator, Kasumi Ninja, and something else I can't remember.
Select course. Here we go.
Yeah, it's crazy how the old systems start off extremely expensive. The ones that bombed, like CDI, 3DO, Jaguar. Jaguar actually wasn't that expensive. They actually sold that like around, I think, $250 to start, like when it came out. But, you know, CDI and 3DO were very expensive when they came out, and then they got dirt cheap because nobody wanted them. And then suddenly retro collectors are like, no, this is valuable, and now they're worth, you know, hundreds of dollars again. Well, it can't be any worse than the 3DO port of Doom, which that Rebecca Burger, like Burger Time, whatever, Becca Heinemann, I'm trying to think of her name. The lady who like actually programmed Doom on the 3DO. She has a YouTube channel, and I think He Who Shall Not Be Named, yeah. Becky Burger Heinemann. He Who Shall Not Be Named actually like pointed me to like her YouTube channel in that video where she's like talking about all the insanity she had to go through to try to program the 3DO port of Doom. He was like, where's the source code? Just go buy the game. No, seriously, where is the source code for this game you want me to port? You don't need to just buy the game. It's like, that's not how it works. You know, what art assets do you have? Well, I just have this picture that we made in Photoshop. She's like, that's it? Yeah. It's like, oh my god. She had to rebuild that game from scratch. Fortunately, she knew somebody at id who actually gave her the source code. But even then, it was like, oh dear lord. Ah, hit that again. I gotta tell you, like, watch your back, but there's nothing you can do about it. Oh yeah, he majorly screwed that port. He's like, no. They feel like, hey, we found ways to actually make this work a lot better. He's like, no, don't do it. Why? I can't remember. Other than he was just being an ass, but... Because, like, they found out, like, hey, we can get, like, another, like, 10 FPS out of this thing, out of the Saturn, and still do it. And he's like, no. Okay.
Select course.
Looking for a cheat code real quick. Okay. And good old GameFAQs, you know this is going to be totally reliable. Did you stream Crime Patrol on 3DO? Yes, I actually have streamed Crime Patrol on 3DO. It's actually a game I own. It must be memory card, I'm guessing. I've also streamed it, Crime Patrol, on the Sega Saturn as well, which actually never came out. Had a prototype of it. Not like myself, I didn't like own it myself, but it's like one of those things I found and downloaded. Because I can play pseudo Saturn. I'll go in here real quick just to restart it. Alright. So, like, beat the game, and it's like, you don't need to beat the game to enter the code, apparently. We got Mary. And we have Baby. I think we all know where this is going.
Three, two, one. The great race has begun.
I just can't wait for somebody to actually join the stream right now and like going, what the hell is going on? What am I looking at? Which I'm sure you're doing that anyway, even if you're here to begin with. I don't know, baby racing, I think people like it behind it, you know?
Checkpoint.
Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Two laps to go. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back.
Checkpoint.
Hey, watch your back. It's the final lap.
So, baby drifting, skids in the diapers, I'm sure.
Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back.
Checkpoint.
Hey, watch your back. 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 Go!
Why babies racing? Because Japan, really. I mean, there's not too much to say. Ook.
Select right.
So let me do everybody else here. Yes, it does. Okay, cool. So we can try Mary. Yes, yes, exactly. I knew somebody was going to walk in here going, what am I looking at, and how high am I, or drunk? It's like, you know, welcome back, of course. Good to see you again. But yeah, baby racing. It's, normally you run around as these other, like, giant mech guys, and but you put in a code, and you can race around as a baby, apparently, and or Mary with her handbag. Let's see what she does. Go to the same race.
Here we go.
So my question is everybody else going to be the same and Mary's just there? Or are they all like Mary? Okay, so everybody's robots and I'm just running there with a handbag and go-go boots.
3, 2, 1, go! The great race has begun.
Yeah, that's no fun. We gotta do baby again. We have to do baby at this point. If you have the option to race a baby, you always race as the baby.
Select runner. Select course. Here we go.
This is a Japanese-only game called Running High, which I don't know what it sells for. It seems like almost all the games I've been playing tonight have been like ridiculously expensive to buy.
3, 2, 1.
In every single race, everyone takes off and leaves you in the dust. There's like no way to not have that happen.
Checkpoint.
Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Wow, that's amazing. Hey, watch your back.
Checkpoint.
Those game rubber bands, like you're literally sprinting, you're boosting along, and it's like, nope, we're not doing that. You're not passing anybody.
Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Two laps to go.
And earlier, before this, I was playing Gamera 2000, which has some amazing FMVs.
Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back.
Probably Nimics? I don't know. I'm just more marveling at how this has, like, even more extreme rubber banding than Mario Kart.
Hey, watch your back.
Checkpoint.
I would say worse than both of those games combined for rubber banding aspects. Like, if people were assuming, like, they're like, Mario Kart 64 has to be cheating, right? Like, has to be rubber banding, and somebody actually modded it to see. And it's like literally like the computer, when you get in front of it, they suddenly get a 20-mile-per-hour boost to catch up to you, no matter what you do.
Hey, watch your back.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, it's like, especially when you're doing like task-only things and it's like it's still on your tail and you're like, no, that's not a thing.
Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back. Hey, watch your back.
Alright, I think we've had enough of running high for now. Out of curiosity, what is it selling for? Dirt cheap! Wow, you can, looks like you can buy a lot of copies of it online. For like $10 to $12? It's a PAL version, or I think they even have like an American version. That makes me curious, because to my knowledge, this game never left Japan. Oh, Running Wild. Okay, it's a different game entirely. Got it. It's like animals and different tracks. Okay. So it's like, holy crap, wait a minute, what? And Gamera 2000, how much is that selling for? Just out of curiosity. The retro gamer in me wants to know. Let's see. Used around $40 to $50. Brand new, unopened, about $250. Yeah, sanity prevails, thankfully. I mean, you never know these type of games. Like, oh, it's a total garbage game that nobody liked, and they made way too many copies of. About $1,000, we'll say. Yes, so I guess we'll do Klonoa in a second, or unless somebody has a recommendation for a PlayStation game, you can always let me know. I actually have a lot more games that are not listed right here. I think I know of a game we can try. Let me see how this is real quick. Yeah, I can do that. So I'm going to extract a game real quick. And I need to hit the restroom, but I will be right back in a minute, so I will leave you with the geeks as well. Be right back. T Wallace, why you gotta do me like that, man? When do we get the South Park racing game? Could get it. Check out good old MU Paradise real quick. Let's see, Control F. South Park Rally. So it's going to download at full speed, probably start dropping frames, but we're on this menu, so it's not going to matter at all since we're not seeing gameplay or anything at the moment. So yeah, so the stream's going to go haywire. Just hang tight for a second. And it's back. Great. It's like, I don't know, do we really want to move this file from the download over here? Well, I guess so. Oh wow, and it is a lot of bin Q nonsense, because somebody couldn't figure out how to rip this into an ISO, apparently. Let's see here. It's like, no way am I just uninstalling that freely into my ISO folder. It's like, nah, we're not going to do that. 1 second. South Park Rally. Time to ask Wurzel. Oh no. I thought I was making my dad feel good and told him to embrace his mistakes. He just came up and hugged me. I don't get it. Did it help? Did I help? Well, it all depends, really. I mean, every life is full of mistakes, and you have to learn from them. And sometimes your hopes and dreams get stepped on them, and we just name them, you know, Nimmix or T Wallace or Wurzel, and we just go on with our lives, you know, and we embrace our mistakes and our failures and our mini clones that wreak havoc and haven't learned anything and make us massive disappointments because they didn't get into medical school and become a doctor or a lawyer and make us money because we can sit back and retire and have a good life, just good for nothing little brats. But other than that, I think you did great. I mean, I think you helped. I think it was definitely worth it. All right. So, because good old T Wallace requested it, I'm going to do it, because I'm crazy like that. And let's see, go PlayStation, and the ISOs, and we're going to go down to South Park, have ourselves the time. With luck, the game will refuse to load, my computer will explode into flames, and it doesn't appear to be doing that. I thought there was like failed abortion. Yes, T. Yeah, so the T actually stands for Trojan Wallace 123, as in it failed. I mean, that's just my view on it, but you know what they say, though. You have to take my word for it. Alright. Playing the Nintendo 64 South Park game, and that was like a first-person shooter. We are going to have to spruce this game up quite a lot, or my eyeballs are going to start bleeding. Alright, so let's get this looking nicer. Options, 2 times 32. Let's see, speed up the loading speed. We're gonna kick it up to 4. There we go. This should look a lot nicer. No, I think this is when they were just like selling off their properties because they didn't care, and they kind of learned after all those crap games came out and nobody liked them that they should probably not do that. And that's when they finally came out with the Stick of Truth eventually. You know, years later at least, so that was good. And that was a fun game. I haven't played the new one. Player 1 controls, accelerate, reverse, handbrake, change view, pickup, use item, change pickup, use pickup. Okay, throw item. Got it. Okay. So the question is, who do I pick now? Stan, Kyle, Cartman, Kenny, who will most likely die, Wendy, Chef, rest in peace, Officer Barb Brady, Uncle Jimbo, or random, or question mark people. Well, I got one for Cartman. It's a kart racing game, so Cartman just seems to lend itself naturally. We'll do Chef next. Ow, God. Oh, man. Hold on a second, let me put my fingers back in. 1, 2.
Citizens
Ow.
of South Park, welcome to Rally. In case you're new to Rally Days, I'll also be explaining the rules for each race, so pay attention. For our first race, we have set up 4 checkpoints around the town. Each racer must drive over the 4 checkpoints in numerical order. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 for your dyslexic drivers. Once you have crossed over all 4 checkpoints, you've finished 1 lap. The first one to complete the required number of laps wins the race.
South Park is still on TV. I haven't seen it in about 5 years or so. They've kind of gone from like short little episodic, like little, here's like one standalone episode, to whole series arcs. Like they had PC Principal come in and the entire town had to be politically correct. And they just did the entire season based on that. And then I think now Stan's dad is a pot farmer. It's just like, okay, dude, it's like, it was kind of funny. We just had one-off crazy stuff. Like the time that the kids ended up in like South America because they had to stop rampaging guinea pigs in costumes from like rampaging around the country, and Craig was there just complaining the entire time. You know, things like that would have been, those were fun. Oh my. T. Wallace, what have you done to the stream? Yeah, keep in mind, this looks a lot better than it normally would. I mean, I've messed with this in emulation settings. It's Mr. Hanky. Can I go down the tunnel? No! It's not like Mario Kart. Okay, so you have to go that way. How's the game control? It doesn't control well. It's like very hard to control. You just go sliding all over the place. It's like almost non-responsive. It's not that bad, but it's like very delayed. Spooky vision. Yeah, this game does not control well. It's like, okay, so they decided to make like the tracks non-traditional, so you have to drive around and try to find these checkpoints instead of just like making it a circular track like Mario Kart or Crash Racing would do. Yeah, it is exactly as you remembered it, just as tortuous. Well, that's the thing is, like, actually I looked into it. Ronnie and I tried it out. Like, we're shooting for... we tried out Parsec, and unfortunately it doesn't work with the emulator I was trying to use. Final Burn Alpha. So... I was then trying to experiment with MAME, but I need to figure it out again, because MAME apparently will work with it, but I couldn't quite get it to work. So, I could see it on my side, and that it was trying to connect, but Ronnie couldn't see it on his, so... One of these days, I'm going to have to grab somebody and try it out. Yeah, I think Ronnie and I tried it, I think, last week or so. And it just wouldn't work. Like, Final Burn Alpha, we tried it, and it's just like, after trying to connect for a while, it's just like, oh, it won't work. It's like, well, that stinks. Alright, Chef!
Where's the others? I'm the best.
Citizens of South Park, welcome to Rally. In case you're new to Rally Days, I'll also be explaining the rules for each race, so pay attention. For our first race...
So it doesn't look like there's any codes to put in to unlock everything. There might be some Game Shark, but I really don't want to mess around with that a whole lot. Let's see.
Once you have crossed over all 4 checkpoints, you've finished 1 lap.
Yes,
The first
1.
one to complete the required number of laps wins the race.
Okay, so there are Game Shark codes if I really, really wanted to punish myself.
Be nice, children. What's that?
Chef somehow controls worse than Cartman. I don't know why this is.
Next.
Yeah, but he's gonna make sweet love to your woman. Lay down by the fire with his chocolate salty balls.
Budget. Off budget.
It's like trying to figure out like which color you are. Being colorblind is like not helping. So apparently I'm the orange one. Not intentionally though. I mean, she seen me on Grand Theft Auto the other day. Then I was driving like T Wallace, semi truck and all.
Next. What's that? Beefcake! Woo!
Seriously, hold up. Seriously, hold up.
Next. Off budget. Off budget.
Why anybody would sign off on this as a game, I don't know. Apparently they must have got paid a lot of money. I'm hoping that they did.
Next.
Nice saying fudge it. This is back when before you could swear in video games, really. Even though you had the ESRB, swearing in video games was still like a very mostly tame affair. It wasn't until like Grand Theft Auto kind of really pushed it.
Come on.
True.
One more time.
I mean, but that was because none of the games were licensed back then. They had several pornographic games. Beat 'em and Eat 'em, General Custer's Revenge are the two that I can think of right off the top of my head. Cheats. Okay, it's not gonna let me do it the keyboard. 00, maybe it will. Let's see, 800. It will. 338 C space. This is supposed to be a double code, so I'm not sure if I can do that. Let's see. Don't think it'll let me do it. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to unlock all characters there, so... Oh well. So we don't get to see all the South Park game, but yeah, the South Park game is just as terrible as it was. So now, since it's October, and somebody pointed that out to me the other night during my crazy marathon stream I did, we're gonna play a game that I actually imported, and then eventually it came out in the States. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I say to myself, like $80 back in the day, but no. Extreme G, I did have, and I think it was Extreme G 2 as well. My brother had those games. Yes, that was General Custer's Revenge for the Atari 2600. Yeah, Extreme G2 is, I think it was the one where you could break the sound barrier.
My daughter was kidnapped by a vampire. Please, help us.
You ever seen Bloodlines?
I have $500,000 for you now, and I will pay you another $2 million when you bring my daughter home safely.
It may be too late.
If she has already been taken by the vampire, and if she should ever be killed, let it be without suffering.
What is her name?
Charlotte. She is my most precious daughter. Now, hurry. My son has also hired other hunters.
So, they made a Vampire Hunter D game, which I always wanted to have. And they based it off of Bloodlust, which is not a bad movie. I was always a fan of the original movie itself, being one of the first animes I'd ever seen. Oh, D, they did not do you well here. Nope, it's Vampire Hunter D. But they base this off of... Oh, wait a minute, never mind. You're responding to a question. I thought you were asking, like, is this Blood Rain? No. Yes, the Vampire, the skimpy outfit, Blood Rain, definitely. The Marcus Brothers, in the book, they were far worse. So you better hope that thing disintegrates and stops its forward chunks from hitting you. Ooh, Eternity Circus. Apparently I had that power. I never knew. The PlayStation cannot contain the excitement as D slowly walks towards an open door. Will he stop and look up again? So yes, Vampire Hunter D, if you've never seen it, I recommend tracking it down, the 1985 version. They did make a quote-unquote sequel, which is actually based on the third book. Around 2000, if I remember correctly. And it was good. It doesn't tie directly into the first movie, because, like, he's like an immortal vampire, like half human, half vampire. So he lives for, like, he's over 5,000 years old, so you never know when these things happen. You just know it's very far in the future. But the Blu-ray of Vampire Hunter D looks amazing. It looks like it was literally drawn, like, yesterday. It looks that great. Button on. So I said, hey, we have this movie coming out. Or actually, it came out. I can't remember exactly the sequence of events, but I know this eventually came out in the States. I'm gonna grab my Japanese copy.
12,090 AD. 10,000 years have passed since the final war brought the history of the human race to its end. The vampires have reigned over the world since that time.
Okay.
But now they are dying as a species.
Okay, so the Japanese version came out in 1999. So remember, that's why I imported it.
Gaining their power after many long, dark years. But some vampires remain in the remote region.
Which is interesting, because the movie didn't come out until the next year, 2000.
Has prompted the proliferation of bounty hunters to destroy them.
So this game is based off of Bloodlust 1 year before the movie came out, which is pretty cool.
Human are considered the finest.
Ask away, T. Wallace, what you got?
Talk about a young hunter of remarkable beauty and skills.
Let's speed this up for... Make it look pretty too, as best we can. The backgrounds are going to still be terrible. But this game, basically based upon my remembering, is pretty much like Resident Evil.
They must have gone in here.
So, if Rachel Ray made a video game, what would be the title and what genre would it be? Well, they've already made it. It's called Plague Inc. It's where you basically spread disease everywhere, but instead it's basically food poisoning from the crap that she cooks. And the goal is to basically see if you can get everybody to eat it and get wiped out.
I wonder what brought Meyer Link here.
Either that, or some kind of like third-person vomiting simulator, you know, or first-person even. You could do now like VR would be really good. You know, you're part of the Rachel Ray audience, and she feeds you some food, and like you have to like try to fight her off as she tries to cram it into your face because nobody else is gonna eat it, and then like you have to like throw it back up, and you can do it all in VR. I mean, it would work pretty well, I would think. Yes, you would be humble after eating that bundle. From the Humble Bundle. Oh yeah, first person vomiting in VR. Yeah, working some kind of smell-o-vision too with it, like, you know, so you can smell the abomination that she's cooking. D has been walking for a long time. I wonder if me increasing the disc speed messed with the game. Let's turn that down. Native. So it doesn't take this long to load. Having played this game all the way through in the Japanese version, it doesn't take this long. Let me restart it real quick and jump past the cinematics. Now, like I said, Vampire Hunter D was like one of my absolute favorite animes of all time. Bloodlust came out in 2000, which was awesome. And I saw it, and it was subtitled in Japanese. It's all English dubbed. That is the default language is English, which always bugs me because I see people who are anime, quote-unquote anime fans. They're like, I want to listen to it in the original Japanese language that it was supposed to be. It's like, no, the original language is English. When they showed it in Japanese theater, it was subtitled in Japanese on the bottom. They had to hire dubbed people later. It's like, trust me on this, it's like, English is not the main language for this game. Or this game. English is the main language for the movie. It's like, it's not Japanese. It's like the same people complained about Castlevania, the Netflix Castlevania. They're like, oh, how do I listen to it in the the original Japanese? It's like, it wasn't originally in Japanese. The language is English. It's like, I'm not lying about this. You can look it up. You want to listen to the Japanese dubbed version, sure. But that wasn't the original. I'd like to see a Cooking Mama mod. It's Rachel Ray in her place and all her annoying sayings. Oh, God. She'd be, like, yelling out directions for you to cook stuff. Like, make it delish! What do you mean? If he wants to. Everybody's technically able to ask me a question. Here we go. Now it loaded this time, so don't miss the loading speed, apparently.
Be careful, D. This castle has an evil air. I've never felt anything like it before.
Yeah, he's got a parasite on his left hand that talks to him. Can also absorb things. Let's see. Yes. Sword. Block. Haven't played this game in like 20 years. Oh, this is jump. There we go. So it controls like Resident Evil. It's pretty clunky. Antidote, okay. Basically, the plot of this game is exactly like what it is from Bloodlust, which is where, you see in the beginning there's guy's daughter ran off. Like, he thinks that she's been abducted by the vampire Meyer Link, but it turns out that she actually willingly went with him. She's in love with the vampire. And D's on his way to, he's basically been killing vampires for 5,000-6,000 years. And he's like, no, you're not in love. And it turns out he realizes, oh crap, they really are in love. So it was this kind of dynamic. He's like, well, do I still kill him or do I let him go and be happy for a brief moment of time? Because, he's immortal and she's not. So he's fearing that the vampire will turn her into a vampire himself. So you have this little dilemma throughout the movie, but it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it. It's very beautiful. Most people are afraid of what Rachel Ray puts in her dog food, I'm sure. I have a theory that her dog food is nothing but the leftover remains of the stuff she cooks on her shows. Okay, I think L1 is walk. There we go. Red key. I don't know how that dress works.
Portrait of Carmilla, the mistress who resided in this castle.
Carmilla?
Carmilla Deville.
The Bloody Countess. Her extreme ferocity incurred the wrath of the Vampire King, and he destroyed her himself. I guess we should be thankful to the king. She could have been an unbeatable enemy.
Spray painting with blood would probably be really good with Camilla. She was rather bloody. Alright. Must find the locked door. Adventure! Before any of you say find the red door, just remember I'm, like, really colorblind, so I know that's not red. Probably this door over here. Oh, must it be the right key? Are you sure? Must it be? Sensitive security system. Okay, let's try running away. Yes, find the chartreuse store. No, not that one, the other one. We're having the plain colors like red, blue, green, everything's gonna be crimson. Whatever the hell that thing is. Polygonal nightmare. Chunky. Yes, he also eats things.
Yummy. Feed me more.
Hand is rather interesting. Hand basically serves as D's like moral compass, like another point of view. So he's rather usually focused on the mission, like, okay, I'm hired, I need to go kill these people. And he's like, yeah, you might want to think about that. Devil May Cry was never cool! Haha! No. But yeah, this...
must be Meyer Link.
They tried to make Resident Evil into an action game with a sword, and it's very clunky.
Charlotte's father hired a hunter. I dislike senseless killing. If you leave now...
I think they actually got the voice actors for the movie. That sounds like the guy.
You don't scare me, Meyer Link. This will be easier if you just tell me.
Yeah, I think they actually did get the voice actors for the movie.
You should have listened to my advice. Very well. I will shred you to pieces.
It's quiet now.
I think he's done. That was really fast. I mean, it's a quick vampire, I guess. By the way, none of this stuff happens in the movie. Like, they don't meet Meyer Link here.
Who disturbs me?
It's this whole big journey to get to the castle where he's at.
I'm here for the young woman.
Young whoop. I see.
I see. You are also a hunter. I will deal with you as I please. You must be a dun peel. Why do you hunt us for the humans? We share the same blood.
Well, nobody figures out that the D stands for Dracula, as in Son of Dracula, like Alucard.
Shame on you.
They're like, why is he so strong? Really? Aha! How about you? The final battle. I mean, game design has, like, really changed in the past, like, 20 years, but it's like, I'm wondering, like, how I even beat this in the Japanese version. Unless this is like, I'm supposed to die here. No, I'm supposed to actually beat him. It's like, how did I get all the way through the Japanese version? Good lord. Oh, it's also one life, too. Spooky. Jellico. Alright, so hold on 1 second. Yes, okay, perfect. So, if you've never seen Vampire Hunter D and you're looking for a good movie, classic anime from the 80s, give that a watch. It is great. It is one of my favorite ones. It actually looks like a really good quality transfer on YouTube, which is surprising. Like I said, the Blu-ray looks even more fantastic than that, which is even more insane. But give that movie a watch. I really recommend it. You cannot go wrong. Alright, but for now, though... Oh no, it didn't work right! Why? Why didn't you work right? I must have my Syphil and Ollie intro. There we go. Nope, it is actually the English dub. I do have a copy of the Japanese version of the original Vampire Hunter D, but the English dub will suffice for a lot of people. So, it's not bad, but like I said, Bloodlust, which is also on YouTube, it looks like, is native in English anyway, so don't worry about it. But I have been streaming for about 2.5 hours, actually almost closer to 3, but I am beaten up because I did 5 hours the other day, so... real quick, of course, shoutouts, Hold Your Fire, T. Wallace, Nimix, Ronnie showed up as well. I think that's it for everybody who was chatting today. Sukido came back as well. It's good to see. I haven't seen him in a while. And I think that's it. And of course, everybody else who lurked, you guys are always cool. I normally stream at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just go ahead and copy and paste that into Google, and it'll tell you for wherever you are in the world. I will not be streaming tomorrow on Sunday the 6th. I'm going to be taking that day off just to rest up because I really need to. I'm in a lot of pain. I do have minor surgery on Monday the 7th, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming or not, but I'll let you guys know on Twitter. My Twitter, by the way, is Worsel555, where you can find out information about if I'm going to be streaming or not, what I'll be playing, and things of that nature, usually about 2 or 3 hours in advance, or if I need to cancel it. If I know early on the day, like if I get out of my little surgery there, then it'd be basically, you know, a little bit later. You know, like if I need to cancel or whatever. So I can just kind of keep it, looking at there and see what it is. Well, basically Mars time is whatever it is, 8 minutes past whatever it is. So it'd basically be, it'd be 8:38 Eastern Standard Time if that applied onto Mars, because they're 8 light minutes away. Bet you didn't see that one coming, T-Wells, did you? So thanks for hanging out, everybody. I do appreciate it. Next time, I will probably be streaming more Bloodborne. I was having a lot of fun with that last night. It's October, might as well get on the swing of things. So expect, most likely, Bloodborne probably either Monday the 7th or Tuesday, depending how I feel. So watch Vampire Hunter D. It's a great movie. It's only an hour and a half. You'll love it. And I'll catch you guys next time.